Welcome to Obidati Family TV and the program na Hope Alive. Today will be Saturday. We don't carry another one come on aside. So I dey greet una everywhere on a day. I know say some people na morning, some na afternoon, some na evening. But I greet all of una wherever on a day. Make una take am like that. Today we get a very special thing where we go discuss, where they very important. Because we don't notice say wetin they call Festus Okoye and INEC, they don't go for national TV now, begin they do this their defense. Wetin they suppose begin they do on Monday, they don't go there on Friday, on Thursday. For national TV, they begin they talk another thing. They give signal to tribunal, say IREV no be the main thing. So when we come begin the reason all the talk where they talk for with Sheung for that channel's television, now we begin the review and say, okay, in Oga Mahmoud Yakub don't send them, make him go there, go begin the talk. The lies where we say they lie for us before, made them come add them more, so that they go confuse people to think say na IREV no matter at all. Now just something where we say people go see results, you know, concern no be collation. Because when they for tribunal, I see the cross-examination where then they ask. All the witnesses where we bring come, even the one from PDP, the question where then they ask say, if IREV no dey, say they no go get result, but we get rebuttal where we won't bring today. And that one be say, IREV they part of the law. Na the main law, and na them talk am with their own mouth. They no go come out. We get court where we say na tribunal, where every matter suppose they will carry their matter, carry their defense, come there. But to go for national TV, they begin, they make the justices, they watch them, they see wetin then they talk, they see their body language. Now that one, now go tell them say e no go work. So with me today, to talk all these things and break them down, how it's supposed to be, make our viewers for understand them, make the obedient movement and well-meaning Nigerians worldwide understand how and where we stand. Dr. Etelbert there for Zoom. And I get plenty obedience where they with them for Zoom today. So, how do we go take start? We won't start with waiting Festus Okoye take him out, talk as your Oga direct him. Before the election, waiting him tell us about this IREV and the law. Him talk say na mandatory provision. And the way it take there for law, we don't break and down, make we come show. So Dr. Etel, I want start, make you start to tell our people how we take break this thing down. First of all, how waiting then go they talk for national TV, no they okay with us. Because that very something, they always then go talk say, the matter is in court. But meanwhile, then they bring out the things where we say they inside the matter where they for court. Then they bring them out. If we bring them out as it's supposed they, then go begin shall say it dey prejudicial. But then for national TV, then go they talk say IREV know me, make we know they look at IREV. But now for they are still in talk say they never finish the uploading. They ask them how many percentage of that very result they don't upload. He say he no carry them off head. But he no say they never finish upload, but they don't give result. So I beg, make you tell our people today as we take discuss how we take break this thing down. But first, I go show that very video, make them know where would they come from. How intake join the whole IREV, BVAS, and the law together. Make we first listen to that very video for their real-time transmission as they take talk am.
Section 47, subsection 2 of the Electoral Act 2022 makes it mandatory that to vote, the presiding officer shall use a smart card reader or any other technological device that may be prescribed by the Commission for the accreditation of voters to verify, confirm, or authenticate the particulars of the intending voter in the manner prescribed by the Commission. So the use of the BVAS is a mandatory provision of the law and is not an option of charity. The Commission does not have a discretion on whether to use the BVAS or not. The law says that we shall and must use the BVAS, and this Commission is committed to using the BVAS because we spend so much time, we spend so much energy, and we spend resources in putting together the BVAS. The BVAS was developed by the Commission's in-house engineers as a way of making sure that identity theft is minimized as much as possible at our polling units. So we cannot spend time, resources to develop the BVAS and then throw it away and say we won't use it again. It doesn't make sense. So the BVAS has come to stay, and we are going to continue to use the BVAS in all our elections. The Commission will also transmit polling unit level results in real time. The transmission of polling unit level results is also a mandatory provision of the law, as Section 64, subsection 4 of the Electoral Act has made it mandatory. We canvass for the inclusion of the BVAS and the electronic transmission of results in the Electoral Act. We therefore have a responsibility to keep faith with our own innovations aimed at the conduct of transparent elections driven and propelled by technology. So, in conclusion, the Commission is committed to delivering on its mandate. Our allegiance will remain to the people of this country. We therefore seek the cooperation and partnership of the media in the task of conducting an election that Nigerians will be proud of. So I want to, on behalf of the chairman, to thank all of you for what you have done for us in the past, for what you are doing for us now, and for what you are going to do for us in the future. We need your prayers, we need your cooperation, and we need your support because conducting an election in Nigeria is a Herculean venture. As some of you know, the total number of registered voters in the remaining countries in West Africa stands at around 73 million, while the total number of registered voters in Nigeria stands at around 93 million. So conducting election in Nigeria is akin to conducting election in the entire West African sub-region. So it's a very big task, and we are equal to the task, and we assure Nigerians that we have the capacity and the courage and the organizational power and capacity to pull through with this particular election. Thank you very much.
So, as intake talk, Dr. Etel, you hear him. He talk say na law, no be even by their guideline. That BVAS is covered by the Electoral Act. Now, what our people need to understand is that this very BVAS has its function. Number one function is to do accreditation. Number two function is to take a clear image of a form to be transmitted to IREV. This is what the law says. It calls it technological device. But make you help me break and down to our people. Make they understand, say, that very thing that Peter Obi, His Excellency, meant by saying the process is what is challenging, that very process is what INEC did not follow. Please explain it once again, and very, very well for our people to understand. Thank you.
Good day, my people, and thanks for being here today. I think I've always said it in this space that INEC is not doing us a favor. INEC do not need to make us any promise. INEC were hired, the chairman, Festus Okoye, and all the rank and file were hired by Nigerians and given a responsibility to execute this election based on the Electoral Act 2022. The Electoral Act 2022 derives its power from 1999 Constitution, and even the INEC guideline derives its power from the Electoral Act 2022. I am happy that Festus Okoye himself used his mouth to say that they were not doing us a favor by using BVAS, because it is part of the law. Now, in the law courts, they don't go there to listen to people who are doing favor or not. What is the standard thing? Everybody who is in the court is going to look at the Constitution and the Electoral Act and to see whether INEC complied by the Constitution and the Electoral Act. INEC uploading of results real time from the polling unit on the day of election is very, very, very central to the Electoral Act. It is part of the law. Not doing it is breaking the law. And it does not matter how many PR campaign INEC goes to do. You know, when Festus Okoye was talking on national television on Thursday, he was even talking about the lawyers of INEC, that they conduct themselves professionally, so to say, and that the lawyers of other parties, which I know he was referring to Labour Party, we are doing media campaign. Just like Chidi said, that is to tell us that they have started their defense in the media. But I know that we have sections of the law that we're going to show our people today. Let them see what the sections of the law said regarding the upload of BVAS. I'm sorry, the upload of the election results to the IREV on the day of election from the polling unit. If we have it, please, can the producer please show me the first slide so I can explain it to our people? Now, this is section 60 of the Electoral Act 2022, subsection 1 to 3. Now, you can see here that subsection 1 says the presiding officer shall means must in law. And I am happy that even Festus Okoye in the video we just watched keep emphasizing the importance of the word shall. Shall, after counting the votes at the polling unit, enter the votes scored by each candidate in a form to be prescribed by the commission as the case may be. That form is using pen and entering it in that form we call Form EC8A. Now, after doing that, the next thing the presiding officer will do, which is now subsection 2, this is in the Electoral Act, the form shall be signed and stamped by the presiding officer and countersigned by the candidates or other polling agents where available at the polling unit. I've mentioned this here yesterday. Where available means it is not mandatory. It is not a must that if you're not there to sign, that your vote must not be protected, even though I do know that our agents were there. Number 3 is the presiding officer shall give, everything here is shall give to the polling agents and the police officer where available a copy of each of the completed forms after it has been duly signed and provided under section 2. Under subsection 2, we have seen the subsection 2. Go on, let me see further slide. The same section 60, I think subsection 4, and yes, 4 to 6 says, now, number 4, the presiding officer shall count and announce the result at the polling units, meaning everybody who gathered to vote will hear the result. And the moment they finish hearing the result, subsection 5 says, the presiding officer shall transfer the results, including total number of accredited voters, and the result of the ballot paper in a manner as prescribed by the commission. In a manner as prescribed by the commission. As we go forward today, you will see the manner as prescribed by the commission. Number 6 says, the presiding officer who willfully contravenes any provision of this section commits an offense and is liable of conviction to a fine not more than 500,000 or imprisonment for a term of at least 6 months. So subsection 5 is important. It says the presiding officer shall, meaning he must transfer the results, including total number of accredited voters and the result of the ballot in a manner as prescribed. Let us go forward. We're going to find that manner as prescribed today as we go forward. Now, look at section 64, subsection 4. It's giving us detailed information. It says, a collation officer, after returning officer at an election, shall collate and announce the result of an election, subject to his or her verification and confirmation that the number of accredited voters stated on the collated results are correct and consistent with the number of accredited voters recorded and transmitted directly from polling units. Now, Nigerians, you have seen that there is a transmission that must be recorded, that there's a transmission that must be done from the polling units. The results, the collation officer at the ward level must make sure that the number of accredited voters stated on the collated result are correct and consistent with the number of accredited voters recorded and transmitted directly from polling units under section 47, subsection 2 of this act. We will see this section 47 today. B says, the votes stated on the collated result, the votes, now number 64 subsection 4A talks about accreditation. 64 subsection 4B talks about the votes. The votes stated on the collated result are correct and consistent with the vote or result recorded and transmitted directly from the polling unit under section 60 subsection 4. We had done section 60 subsection 4 before. So you can see that I told us in section 60 subsection 4 that we are going to see that manner with which the vote will be transmitted. And here, it is telling us here in section 64 subsection 4B that the votes, the collation officer at the ward level must make sure that the votes stated on the collated result, which is on the form EC8A, are correct and consistent with the votes or result recorded and transmitted directly from polling units under section 60 subsection 4 of this act. Let us go forward. I need the next slide, please. Now look at section 64 subsection 5. It says, subject to subsection 1, a collation officer or returning officer shall use the number of accredited voters recorded and transmitted directly from the polling unit under section 47 subsection 2 of this act. And the vote, watch it now, accreditation, deal 47 subsection 2 deals with accreditation. Section 60 subsection 4 deals with the votes. It says, a collation officer or returning officer shall use the number of accredited voters recorded and transmitted directly from the polling unit under section 47 subsection 2 of this act. And the votes or results recorded and transmitted directly from polling units under section 60 subsection 4 of this act to collate. Now, he said, he shall fulfill these conditions before he can say that he's doing a collation. To collect and announce the result of an election, if a collated result at his or her lower level of collation is not correct. Now you can see that there is a heavy reliance on what is already transmitted online when it comes to collation. Collation will, what has been transmitted online is more like the arbiter. It's more like the gold standard that a collation officer must depend on before he makes his final declaration. The reason is because what we are trying to cure in Nigeria is a situation whereby votes may have been cast, result declared at the polling unit, but by the time we get to the collation center, they have already changed the result inside the van. And because of that, they say if for any reason, maybe a political party collude with the polling presiding officer or collude with the police, and they rewrite the result between the polling unit and the collation center, that one that has been uploaded in the IRF will be more like what we will use to catch them in their crime. Let me put it this way, as I said before. It's like a businessman, if I may come. It's like a businessman giving his staff a check. He gives his staff a check of 10,000 and called his accounts officer and says, I am giving my staff a check of 10,000. The check number is so and so, and the check is 10,000. Please release 10,000 when he gets to the bank. And then the staff went and manipulated 10,000 by adding another zero, making it 100,000. When he gets to the bank, the only way the account officer of the businessman will know what is the right thing is when he compares the check number, which is more like the accreditation, and the amount, which is like the vote. If it is not exactly what the businessman had told him earlier on, he will know that the person is telling a lie. And that is why uploading an IREV is important, because if anything happens in between the polling unit and the collation center, the IREV will solve the problem. You wanted to say something, or should I continue?
Dr. Tell, see, there is something I want us to understand in this very section where we did now. I want to make our audience and obedience worldwide, make them for understand waiting there for that very section. All what these people has been telling everybody who wishes to listen, that is INEC, Mahmoud and his boy, Festus Okoye, is that BVAS is the only equipment or technological device that they have brought that IREV is not important. Now, this very section talked something that I want our people to look at. Now, it says, when it says a collation officer or returning officer shall use the number of accredited voters recorded and transmitted directly from polling unit. What this very place has mentioned is that there is going to be accreditation of voters. Now, the first thing where you talk. Then when you go after that section 47 of this act, you get another thing when you talk. He said, and the votes or results recorded. Now, what is votes? I want to know whether BVAS, they count votes, or whether a BVAS, they give results of the people where go vote. Because if you go the place where you won't go vote, the first thing where that machine go do you in accreditation, when you don't finish that one, you go pick your paper, go for the side where then they go cast the vote, you go cast them. When you cast and finish, now when PU, that the polling unit officer, go count and finish, now you go come transmit, and that's why they say the votes or results recorded and transmitted directly from polling unit. You know, talk now, the first one talk about accredited voters. So na two job, na in this act, this law, they talk, two job, na in that technological device where INEC bring, they do. One, you go do accreditation. When you finish the accreditation, then you go record the result, transmit that result directly from that same polling unit. So that thing where then they talk say, if IREV, if the result no go IREV, you know mean, make we know to put emphasis for IREV. No be so the law talk. Now the law would they read now. It talk say it must come out from there. The vote, the result recorded must come out from there. If no be so, it no be the same thing.
Now, if you look at
can continue.
Yes, if you look at this particular thing that is on the screen now, section 64, subsection 5, you can see that section 64, subsection 5 brought two other sections together. It brought section 47, subsection 2 to deal with the matter of accreditation by the BVAS, and section 60, subsection 4 to deal with the matter of results with the same BVAS. Because, as we know, it is only the BVAS that the physical equipment that they will use to do collation, one, and after doing the collation, accreditation, after doing accreditation, they use it to snap the result and then press a button to transmit it. The word transmission there, as you can see, is electronica. And how do I know that it is electronica? Let's go to section 60, subsection, I think subsection, from section 60, subsection 1. Let's go to section 60. Good. Section 60, subsection 6, A to B says, where during collation of results, there is a dispute regarding a collated result or the result of an election from any polling unit, the collation officer or returning officer shall, meaning must, use the following to determine the correctness of the disputed result. What he's trying to say here is that somebody has done something between the polling unit to and the collation center. Someone has added maybe 10 to number 10 to convert the result from 10 to 100 or from 100 to 1,000. And when it gets to that place, argument will ensue. This is what the collation officer, who was not at the polling unit, what he would do to know the right thing. He says he must do what? The original of the disputed collated result for each polling unit where the election is disputed. He must have the original, that result being contested, the one on paper. The smart card reader or other technological device used for accreditation of voters in each polling unit where the election is disputed for the purpose of obtaining accreditation data. Now, the only thing the collation officer needs the BVAS to do at the collation level is to confirm the number of accreditation. So the second thing he needs is the BVAS. But he says the smart card reader or other technology device used for accreditation of voters in each polling unit where the election is disputed for the purpose of obtaining accreditation data directly from the smart card reader or technology device. So let's move on. So you can see the result being contested, the physical paper must be there. The BVAS must be there to know the number of accreditation. Let us see the same 64 subsection 6C going down. It says, the data of accreditation recorded and transmitted directly from each polling unit where the election is disputed as prescribed under section 47.2. Now, Nigerians, I want us to hear something here. They said that the same collation officer must have the BVAS with him to confirm the number of accreditation. But he must also have access to data that has been recorded and transmitted, which means that there is another data that is located somewhere that is not physically there. And that is the one that is on the IREV already. which was done from the polling unit. D says, the votes and the results of the election recorded and transmitted directly from each polling unit where the election is disputed. Now, what this section, yeah?
Dr. Etel, this
Yes.
D where you there now,
Yeah.
make you read them again. You know, talk about accreditation. You just talk about the votes and results.
That's what I'm saying.
Make our people understand them well. Say now votes and that very BVAS, you know, they do votes.
Understand. Let me wrap up what I'm saying. I said that C deals with accreditation, which the section of the law that talks about accreditation is section 47, subsection 2. And D deals with the votes. And the section of the law that deals with the vote is section 60, subsection 4. Now, there are two kinds of things that the collation officer must have. He has to have 4 data information: the physical votes on paper that is being contested, the physical BVAS that did the accreditation and snapping and uploading of the votes. He will have 2 of them. Then there are another 2 information he will get online, and that is C and D. He will now look at the IREV to check the data of accreditation that has been recorded and transmitted. C deals with accreditation. And D now says the record of the votes and results of the election recorded and transmitted directly from each polling unit, where the election dispute, as prescribed under section 60, subsection 4. Now, let us ask ourselves question, Nigerians. If the law says that if there is a dispute, the only way to resolve the dispute is to have physical result, physical BVAS, that is A, B, and now B, C, and D is not available because there was no upload from the polling unit. How will the collation officer resolve the problem? Because he needs 4 items to resolve. He needs to see what has been uploaded and confirm it with what he's been imposed upon at the collation of place. Now, if somebody comes and with a police order and say, this is the result, you must record it in the result sheet of the ward level, and there is nothing he will use to confirm. Has he resolved the dispute? The answer is no. And Festus Okoye knows, and INEC knows, and the judges knows that there is no way a dispute can be resolved without what is on the IREV. And that is why INEC knew that they are breaking the law by going ahead to declaring the result when the results were not uploaded, because people were already saying, we are not agreeing with what you're announcing, which means they were raising dispute. Dino Melayi was raising dispute. President Olusegun Obasanjo was raising dispute. All over the country, there was dispute because they were supposed to confirm that thing they were announcing with what has already been uploaded. Without the upload, INEC does not have any right. No collation officer has any right to declare any result that has not been uploaded. So IREV is very central. In fact, very, very, very central to the Electoral Act 2022. Thank you. Now, if you want to see...
Okay, waiting I won't add.
Go ahead, please, now.
Waiting I won't add for waiting Dr. Etel talk. Now, this very still section 64C to D, if you feel put on for screen, I beg, make I for emphasize something there. The Electoral Act section 64C to D. Okay, if we look the thing for screen now, CB, there is 2 things. The C talk something about accreditation. Now BVAS, they help us do accreditation. And now be the technological device where the law talk say INEC go bring come. So na BVAS be the thing. And waiting BVAS they do na accreditation. All of us know that one. BVAS no dey fit do anything about vote except if you put the result and the votes for there. So if una look number D now for there, it say the votes and the result of the election recorded and transmitted directly from each polling unit. This tells you that the law dey very, very clear that that same technological device go carry vote and the result, record them, transmit them directly to where? Na IREV. Because if you enter the BVAS, now where it they go? Because BVAS no go even fit collect them except say you snap the pictures, you take talk them, consent them. So why I they bring this one, or why I they pinpoint this particular area, make we understand say IREV, they no fit remove IREV for waiting there for law. IREV dey law. Because if them talk say the votes and result of the election should be recorded and transmitted, you are taking it from there to somewhere, and the only thing we know is what they told us, which is take a picture and send it. Without that, it is outside the law. Now the thing where I want make our people for understand where, make they know they confuse us, make they know they tell us say IREV no matter, no be only just mirror it be, make we for the see where the result. No. The law talks say IREV must they involve. Now the thing, now the way I they hit my distance so that everybody go know say yes, now so it take be. Then another thing again, I get some of our people where they make comments about say even if election tribunal begin the talk say they go disqualify Tinubu, say Nigeria no get money to do another election. Now because of say money no day, judges fit no agree. Then for talk say okay, make them continue because we no get money to do another election. But I want to tell them, make them understand. The law provides for a rerun. The law provides for 3 sets of different elections for Nigeria. And the whole money, them budget them. And INEC with their own mouth tell us, say, them prepare well. Make we hear them from the same face to Sokoye. Whether na lie in the talk again, we go decide. But make we listen to them. Just 1 minute.
Now, because of the limited time allowed the commission by the law, in case a candidate does not emerge on the first ballot, the commission prints ballots for runoff election when we are printing ballots for the main election. In other words, if 93 million Nigerians are on the ballot for the presidential election, we will print 93 million ballots for the first election, and at the same time, print 93 million ballots for a runoff election in case a winner does not emerge on the first ballot. If at the end of the day, there is no runoff, when election petitions are disposed of, the commission will destroy the 93 million ballots printed for the runoff.
So I don't hear them from the horse's mouth, as in take your mouth, talk him. Whether na lie again, this one be, we go soon know. So I just want to address some of our people where we say, then they talk say, Nigeria no get money to do another runoff, or they no get money to even do the election again. But INEC come out that time before the election, talk say the money where they get cover the whole elections where we say the law provide. So the money they to deal with them. Dr. Etel, I beg, make you help me contribute to this one before we continue.
There was never a time INEC didn't know that they had provision for a runoff. It is in the law. It's just like when they were telling us that they are reconfiguring BVAS for governorship election. But they have, including, in fact, you saw me, if you look at section 47, subsection 2, in fact, section 47 of the Electoral Act, it talked about if in the process of the uploading of doing the election, BVAS failed, which is another aspect we have not even looked at in this particular thing. Because it says if BVAS failed and another BVAS is brought, and that one too did not work, the election in that polling unit should be cancelled, which means by law, every polling unit should have what is called a redundancy BVAS. One for the work, and in case it fails, another one that will replace it. And they asked for all this money. All this money we are giving to them by the federal government, from the European Union as donors, from the United States of America, from different kind of donor agencies gave them the money. They have all this money. They know that even when they were going to say they are reconfiguring the BVAS for governorship election, that it shouldn't be the case because 7 states were not holding governorship election. FCT was not holding governorship election. That's about 8 out of 36. You take out 30. You take out 8. How many is remaining? Yet they went and reconfigured the whole thing. The truth of the matter is that INEC knew they didn't do the right thing. INEC knew that they themselves became a political party in this, and they don't know where to start. So they are going to go and do what? To go and defend what is indefensible in the court. And again, we know that in this country that there was once when a presidential election has started, and when the chairman of that particular election, Jega, saw that there was an issue, he called off the election. We have had election called off on the day of election in this country. We've had election called off a night to a presidential election in this country. And everybody was rallying around INEC saying, if what is the law is not being fulfilled, you're breaking the law. Uploading the result is part of the law. Viewing the result from IREF before a collation officer declares a result at any other level is part of the law. Why wouldn't INEC call off the election, call off that of presidential, and make plan for a new one? Because substantially, it affected upload of presidential election all over the country. It affected section 47, it affected section 60, and it affected section 64. 3 sections of the Electoral Act that has to do with what is called chain of custody of the election, that has to do with the integrity of the election, that has to do with the security and safety of the election, were affected, and the INEC chairman could not call off the election. Even when responsible people, as I said, like former President Olusegun Obasanjo, wrote a public letter to the chairman and every other party agents, who are the people who are legitimately recognized by law to raise up the issue of dispute. They raised up the issue of dispute, and INEC chairman did not respond to it. They have the money, they're just doing what they want to do. And if the law bring it to the point where there will be another runoff, we don't want to hear any excuse. They should give us a second election, and let's go back to the ballot again.
Okay, thank you. I beg, producer, make you help me project that their BVAS malfunction according to the glitch they talked about. So why I want add matter for that very one, as Dr. Tell take talk there is this very section of the law as stipulated by the Electoral Act 2022, section 47, subsection 3. Waiting that place talk, be say, if he get any place where this BVAS, this technological device where would they talk, where a malfunction, and he talk say, then another one no day to replace some, say that result for that place go there cancel. Now law talk no be for INEC. Now INEC na to obey the law. They say if that thing malfunction and INEC don't come on talk say BVAS malfunction for upload or presidential result, because to upload that result, they mandatory in law. Now, so the same face to Sokoye take talk for the first video where we watch here. So now, that BVAS no agree transmit, then talk say agree. Okay, we agree, which means say a malfunction. So no problem. But the law gets even a provision for that. Say if something like that happen, go bring another one. If that very one where you bring again no day or you no work again, cancel the result for that place, nothing else. But guess what? They no cancel and the thing happen everywhere for Nigeria. No place where you go talk say presidential upload go. So how somebody go talk say you know go contest them? How they go talk say it they correct or it they right? Well, my people, we say make we bring these things, make on for they understand how the thing take be, how the law take put these things. As then there for court, they talk their own. We there for here, they explain them. They no one live stream and make we for know waiting, then they talk or here as it take be, but we go still they bring the updates as it in they go. But one thing when I want make we know well, the law they very clear. If you know if you transmit that result from that polling unit direct, it say make you cancel the result for that polling unit. And now the thing wey suppose happen. But we get plenty other things wey be like say, or it suppose be, Tinubu no dey qualified, Vice no dey qualified. They suppose come out for road for us. But as for the process, INEC go repeat, then talk say they get the money to do them again because they don't print everything as normal. Now with the wait. This tribunal make them do the right thing. As you dey watch us now, I beg, make you like, make you share, make other people forget updates, make obedience worldwide know how it take be. Make them know they listen to all that fake news where they fly from their mainstream media and the things where they want make other people they hear and their body language. Make them hear the truth thing because now for here we go analyze the thing as it take be. We know they come, they open our mouth, they tell something where we say we just hear. We go do research, bring them as it take be. So I beg, make you share this very video, like them, make other people where they sleep. When they wake up, make them get notification. With that one, we they prepare to go for a meeting. Because anytime when we finish our show like this, we they keep a Zoom link open for the meeting. And that very meeting, now for all obedience and well-meaning Nigerians, make we for share whether 5 minutes and 10 minutes of our time, make we for look at how we want proceed for this week where they come. As Mahmoud don't send first to Sokoye, come national TV, talk say, even if they give subpoena, say as far as they know writing name or waiting go bring come, he no even talk am well. Because we bring the video yesterday. It just they mean say the man no one come court. And now for us to do cross-examination, making come tell us where in get the numbers, where in call for middle of the night. 19 way we want. And every youth for Nigeria join hands together say, Mahmoud, come tell us how you arrive at this very result. These numbers where you call, we they ask you because we don't get the certified copies. So the one where we ask, you go answer. So we won't make we day together. The Zoom invite link there for this very place now. And if you join us, make we see how we fit do peaceful demonstration for their office, that is INEC office, making for come court. Because if you know come court now, then go talk say nobody go answer the matter where it go be there. Then go begin to call other people where no be people where supposed answer us. But na Mahmoud declare and na Mahmoud supposed answer. So now for here, we go say thank you now for staying with us. So for hearing us, Dr. Etel, we thank you. All the obedience were there for Zoom. I thank you now because we get short time. That's why we know fit open and make everybody talk. So I go just say make una get nice weekend. This new month, God go bless all of us. And for this tribunal wey we go start on Monday, God go bless us and protect the lawyers and Peter Obi as dem dey proceed to court. Thank you and have a nice weekend.